So now we're moving on to NATO.
Yes.
What do you want to say?
Who likes NATO? Shout out to NATO.
Yeah.
NATO. So anyway, why are we talking about NATO? It's actually very important. It's actually probably the most important part of what's new. So NATO has, I don't know if you guys have been following this.
First of all, what is NATO? What is
NATO? NATO is an alliance for the North Atlantic, right?
Yes.
So basically, you don't have to be in the North Atlantic, but it's like...
What does the TO stand for?
North Atlantic...
What does it stand for?
It's the North Atlantic...
Trudeau Organization?
No, it's... Why did you do this? Treaty Alliance. North Atlantic Treaty Alliance.
No, it's not. It's Treaty Organization. It's not alliance. It's not NATO.
Oh, yeah, duh. What am I talking about? Treaty Organization. Sorry, treaty.
Doesn't matter.
Trudeau. I had a massive brain fart there.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so NATO.
Yes, NATO.
NATO doesn't...
It's real NATO, you know?
It's a NATO.
Yeah.
They don't have to have countries from the North Atlantic. I mean,
sure.
Japan, South Korea, and stuff like this. Anyway, long story short, the most important part of this is that China is very upset at NATO. And why is that? Because
NATO's finally called them out as a threat.
And that doesn't happen normally.
No.
So you have this massive alliance of countries, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to read what they are.
Okay.
Albania, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia. Think of this as like a massive allies.
Yeah, allies it's all about security.
Yeah, security allies. So it's a military organization. Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Montenegro, Netherlands, North Macedonia, Norway, Poland.
Oh, right, sorry. Keep going.
It's important that people know what these member states are.
Keep doing it.
Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Turkey, UK, and US.
We are now, the member states of NATO. Well done.
Well, I think it gives you some perspective because think about it. There's people in here that are probably in one of those countries. And they're like, oh, we're in NATO. Right?
Sure.
So now, let's call them super friends. Right?
Okay.
These super friends have finally come together, and instead of calling out other issues or threats.
Tankies hate NATO, by the way.
They hate it. Tankies are pro-authoritarian people.
They're
people
like,
that love Russia, China, Syria, Assad.
NATO serves a purpose.
Yes. So very upset. They basically banded together and said, we need to not fight China, but China is an issue.
Sure.
Right? China is a security issue.
Of course.
And the reason is because they're an expanding power. They're now an imperialist power.
Yeah.
And they're trying to take over all of the Asian sphere of influence.
Yeah,
right?
of course
and
they are.
The point of...
laying claim to areas and territories that don't belong to them.
Correct. The point of NATO or any sort of agreement...
Backing Russia.
Yeah. The point of any agreement like this is to allow trade through open water ports.
Yeah.
Make sure that people aren't getting harassed and that the world can function, semi-stably.
This is something that it's kind of hard for people that don't get involved in geopolitics to understand, okay? Basically, the current world order as it stands right now, and that means right now, you order something, it gets shipped from China to your country, okay?
Yeah.
That would not be able to happen without NATO.
Correct.
And the reason being, without NATO patrolling the waters in the various territories around to make sure that, random pirates don't come and hijack those ships, that stuff wouldn't make it from China to whichever country you're in, right?
Yeah. Because
think about it. If you're just a random pirate, okay, here I am, I'm a pirate, and I'm like, there's a big cargo ship with 1 billion motorcycles coming from China to Africa. Let's just take it.
Right.
Let's get a couple of skiffs together, a couple of RPGs, whatever.
Take it.
We're just going to go take that. So anyway, NATO and this current world order that a lot of people hate the current status quo, but they don't really understand it. It's beneficial to China, it's beneficial to Russia even, it's beneficial to everyone that this current world order, the way it works with NATO and stuff, actually exists. Because if it wasn't there, nothing would work. Like I said, any random pirate would just be able to go and hijack anything on the seas or the land, or, you're driving a truck through Europe to get to, I don't know, somewhere to deliver goods. Without NATO, it'd be very easy for bandits to just go and, hijack those goods and prevent or go and attack a pipeline or whatever. So you have to understand that NATO does play a big role in everything. So it's not just some weird group of powerful old men deciding the fate of the world or whatever that the tankies tend to think.
Yeah.
It actually benefits everyone to be there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so China's really upset about this
Yeah.
to be called out like that. And I'd like to, can you play Wang Wenbin in the background?
Okay, I'll get him up
I don't
there.
need audio from him. I'll read some of his key quotes. Here.
Okay, what are his key quotes about NATO?
So the leaders are expected to discuss the membership bids by Sweden and Finland. They're not happy about that. Why? Because Russia's pissed off about that.
Sure.
Sweden and Finland are two great military powers. Small countries, but like small populations.
They're legendary.
But legendary military powers, right? So huge problem to have that on Russia's border. Russia's furious. Why would China be furious? Well, they're pretty much allied with Russia at this point.
That's right. Yeah.
Even though they try to say that they're not. It says the necessary investments in their collective defense and approve a new set of strategic priorities for years to come, including cyber warfare, climate change, and challenges of China's growing influence and assertiveness. That's what they got mad at, right?
Yeah.
So this is what Wang Wenbin says. Asia-Pacific region does not belong to the geographical scope of the North Atlantic, and the people in Asia-Pacific firmly reject words or deeds to introduce military bloc into or instigate division or confrontation in this region. This is what pisses me off.
Right.
Wang Wenbin, I'm falling off the camera here,
Yeah.
is saying on China's behalf that
Asia-Pacific
region is angry at NATO, right? Wait a second, let's just think about this for 2 seconds. What countries are sympathetic or are in NATO?
Well, you read them all out.
Yes.
So,
Although there's no member states officially, do you think Japan is angry? Do you think Japan is mad?
I don't think so.
I don't think Japan is
What about South Korea?
I don't think South Korea is angry at something standing up to China in the region. Otherwise, we wouldn't have military alliances with them.
Sure.
It makes absolutely no sense.
No, what's happening here is China is trying to represent the whole Asia-Pacific region.
That's the issue.
They're trying to speak on behalf of every country in the region to say that no one in the region wants NATO. Actually, the only people that don't want NATO are China.
Right. And you know, it's
allies. Well, close allies.
It's
like North Korea.
What can we call them?
Vassal states.
It's vassal states. Cambodia.
Yeah, vassal
Korea.
states.
He says, we urge NATO to stop drawing ideological lines which may induce confrontation, stop spreading disinformation and making provocative statements against China, and not to seek to start a new Cold War. And I just found this interesting because it led me down a rabbit hole. Right. This rabbit hole led me to find that there was some predictions being made, and then I came to my own prediction and conclusion that China, because of the current threat to Russia that NATO poses, and how much flip-flop we've seen from countries like Sweden and Finland that never wanted anything to do with it, and now are
now they want to join NATO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, to see such a global shift like that is unprecedented, and it's really freaking out countries like Russia, first and foremost, and then by proxy, China.
Well, I mean, look, Russia understands that if NATO gets involved in this invasion that they've done to the Ukraine,
it's over.
NATO gets involved, then they're screwed because NATO has got the full force of all these countries. They can all send their troops in. They can all send in their planes and their tanks.
More will join if that happened. They would fall like dominoes.
And because Russia is now China's closest ally, basically, whether they say it officially or not, for now, it would affect China too. Right. And also China's constantly threatening to attack Taiwan and various other places. So if they see the whole world stand up to Russia, then it scares them to think that when they try to attack Taiwan, that the whole world will stand up to them too.
Also, Xi Jinping is terrified. Well, Xi Jinping's, his whole party basically is terrified because when you back Russia and you think, hey, this will be the new global order, and you see how poorly Russia performs.
Yes.
Then you're like, wait a minute, did I pick the wrong side?
Sure.
Right? Not that they had an option to pick the other side, but it's like maybe I should have stayed out of it a lot more.
Yeah, because they are now still saying all these good things about their allies, their friendships and stuff.
Look at the economic trade and look at the oil that's been shared between the two countries.
Yeah.
You'll see actually what's happening. And the what's it called? The embargoes and stuff that are being ignored by China. So anyway, what this rabbit hole led me down was you're going to start seeing China to try to use, first they'll use the Chinese language to go out there and try to tell their citizens that NATO is bad, and all these countries are just full of shit, and America's bullying them into it. It's not their choice, and actually China represents the free world. Crazy shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then that would filter down into the English-speaking propaganda, because what they want is a bunch of people that are already skeptical of some sort of world order or the new world order, or
tankies and stuff.
Not just tankies, like people that are that think that there's this weird hegemony going on, and that like everyone's working together with the top billionaires to create, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Deep state, whatever.
Stuff, right?
Yeah,
when you hear those kind of catch buzzwords,
I just turn off every time I hear that.
For sure, but there's a lot of people that don't, and what they can do is they can get those skeptical people, right?
Yeah.
And they can get those people that follow these bizarre, like very alternative news.
What
sources.
they don't realize is that if they do push through this agenda and people actually buy it and they just dissolve NATO or NATO gets kicked out, those Christmas lights are not going to arrive from China to the USA in time for Christmas.
The kind of people that hate NATO and are somehow, for some reason, sympathizing with Russia and China.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think your life is going to look like.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you think your life is going to be.
Well, they can wear a Che Guevara t-shirt or whatever. And
it's not just tankies, though. It's these people that have just fallen completely out of, like, they think everything is bad except these weird sources that they find, right?
Sure.
It's this thing I uncovered in that video I made.
Yeah.
On these alternative sites. It's not everyone.
No.
But it's both sides. It's left and like super left, super right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to tell you what my prediction was. China would start making English propaganda about anti-NATO stuff, right?
Yeah, and that's what the people are really here for, is to see this weak attempt at propaganda. So let's get into it.
But tell them who it is.
It's
That's bloody outrageous.
You remember Bloody Outrageous, James Bond? What was his James Pond?
I do, and it was so painful, and it made me want to die, because China started to do this propaganda where they wanted to be like Western comedy.
Yeah.
Where they were like, I can do parodies. I can be funny.
Are we going to show it?
Yeah.
Let's show it.
And
Okay, everyone.
They made a new one.
Yeah, let's watch this. I actually haven't watched it yet, so this is going to be my first time.
Be a fresh take.
Yeah, I'll watch it along with you guys, and we can comment on it. All right, so I've got to get us out of here, and we're going to just start it. Here we go.
This is going to hurt you.
Okay.
Turn it up.
Dear passengers, thank you for flying with NATO United, not a terror organization, where we provide you with a unique sense of security. We believe in security for freedom, security for everyone. Our captain today and every day is Uncle Sam, with a rich experience in controlling everything. Please show him utmost respect and refrain from using abusive language such as Now here's some safety instructions.
Before doors close, your carry-on items should be stowed. During takeoff and landing,
Sovereignty
make
stowed.
sure your tray tables are placed in their upright
Independence
and
locked.
positions. Electronic devices must be set to Huawei free mode.
Yes.
If you need internet, simply log on to CIA or Net Wi-Fi. Leave
What?
the password. Five eyes on you.
Should any part of the plan fall apart, please do not panic. This plan is powered by core engines used only by NATO United. Despite our exclusive service, we never stop conjuring up competitors to push ourselves forward. Membership is decided by Uncle Sam. And if need be, we welcome even kangaroos and
Wait, so they're making fun of Australia now and Japan?
And Japan, yeah.
fish and penguins.
Once on
Who's
board,
penguin? Who? What? Antarctica?
I think probably New Zealand.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
we ensure security for everyone, including when purposely cutting through the Siberian high above Russia, a flying experience nowhere else available.
Are they talking about the downed YouTube plane, like spy plane from like the 60s or whatever it was?
Probably.
Okay.
This is so fucking bad.
It's terrible. Oh, wait, still goes
No, it
on?
goes on.
Okay, all right.
British Alliance, the best safety record. This is us, NATO United. Our work has been featured in our in-flight films, including Gone with the Wind, Mission Impossible, Removing WMD, Going Home from Afghanistan, and Sleepless in Tripoli.
Dear passengers, as a unique service, we offer you food and beverage with a taste of security, like
Your captain speaking. Security for freedom, even if that brings problems. For our service, we only charge you 2% of the value of your gross durable property.
You try to make like plays on words.
Yeah.
To further the business interests of our major shareholders, including Lockheed Martin, Boring, and Raytheon, we are organizing...
Raytheon. Did he just say Raytheon?
He's making that's his attempt at a joke. Lockheed Martin, Boring, and Raytheon.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just doing a Chinese accent, that he can't say Raytheon. Okay.
Airways and looking for partners in the region. Join us if you share a goal of promoting this my way or no way flight. Multiple partnership plans are on offer, including 5, 4, 3, and 2. Free access to adventures is now or never, including CPI jumps, head caps, nuke simulator, the Shufa Jobra, and oil-free fries.
Should there be an emergency during flight, find your life jacket under your seat, and oxygen masks will drop automatically. Please make sure you have paid your membership fee, or your life jacket will not inflate and oxygen will not flow in an emergency landing. There are 8 exits in this aircraft.
In an emergency, please allow American passengers to leave first or risk severe consequences.
Here comes Shangri-La.
Man-made
Time to
effects.
have fun. Woohoo!
That was it?
Yeah. Honestly, that was worse than the James
It was way
Bond
worse.
one.
First of all, it wasn't funny.
No, that's the problem.
Yeah, it wasn't actually.
There's probably actually a shit ton of puns you could do and actually funny stuff if you wanted to be against NATO.
Yeah.
you could, I could make a better tanky film. By the way, the most important thing to highlight here, for all you guys that don't know, this is not a fan
This is the
random YouTube
Chinese
video.
government.
This was Xinhua, the top mouthpiece of the Chinese government, the top one.
Yeah.
Straight from the
So this is
from Beijing.
this is the Chinese government. They made this.
Yeah, this is not like a
That's
fan
pretty
fiction.
badass eagle, by the way. I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
That'd be a
It's
cool
as hell.
patch or something.
Again,
on a jacket.
They make
America look
great.
cool. They make themselves look petty and stupid.
That was so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, just be funny.
Yeah.
They try to throw this word salad and try to make all these weird references that nobody's gonna know.
All they're trying to do is they're trying to highlight the failures of American what would you call those campaigns in the past? Not finding the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
There's stuff you
this
can
and that.
clown on about that.
Yeah,
though.
of course.
But it's not funny.
But what they're trying to do is they're trying to say NATO's bad because these failures X, Y, Z that have happened in the past, right?
Yes.
Fair enough to try and point out and to criticize these issues because they are genuine issues. But it's not related.
No.
It's not related.
No.
That's the whole thing. They try their absolute best to discredit this alliance based on some few things like that. Like, how about all the actual successes that NATO's had?
Sure. No, you just ignore that.
Yeah, we just ignore everything. How about the fact that you're trying to clown on and just completely destroy a system that would destroy you?
This is a hot take. That's actually not a hot take. It would be a hot take for a tanky.
Yeah.
Without NATO in the global structure, China wouldn't exist as it is today.
No, it wouldn't exist. It wouldn't be able to continue the way it is because all the investment from the outside world and all the manufacturing that was moved to China would no longer be able to be continued. You would not be able to manufacture anything in China because who's going to be there to protect the goods that, first of all, the raw materials that have to arrive there, because China imports most of its
Blue
crap.
Water Navy that protects shipments.
That's the whole point. I'm saying the raw materials that have to get to China. How do they get there? You don't fly a freaking 200 tons.
Okay, you want pirates to go steal everything?
Well, it's not
Enjoy.
just rival nations. It doesn't matter. Like anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Competition is protected, and that's what created this.
So, first of all, nothing would be able to get into China, nothing would be able to leave China without NATO. So why are they complaining? They don't have an equivalent to NATO. And I guess that's what they want to do is build something like that.
That wouldn't operate the same. It would be
China.
only China.
Yeah.
China's rules only.
It wouldn't work very well. Anyway, so we thought we'd show you that ridiculous propaganda.
That was such projection. It's not even funny.
That's pretty outrageous.